There just have to be losses that could have been prevented with a more efficient design. But hey, maybe it will come in handy one day. Probably not, but it's modular.
Initiating. Welcome back to my daily grind. Create yourself is what you'll find me doing every day and every night. No time to lose. One day, one step in the right direction. I'm Chris and I'm only here to show you if I can do it, you can do it too.
Welcome back to the vlog. It is Wednesday, another day, another chance to push hard, and the topic for this vlog is concluding thoughts about my DIY Mega Power Bank project. Was it worth it? Are there too many cables? Let's get right to this. By the way, all the DIY projects right here, watch them all. But before we get started, love goes out to all my subscribers. Thank you for making my life special and worth living to the max. So let me try to give back with a sweet video. So it's now sitting on my lap. It's quite heavy, you know, 8 kilograms, something like that, with all the equipment. Outboard gear, it's around 10 kilograms. But it's a dense energy storage, it's unbelievable. If you want to know about the specs, maybe check out the first vlog right here in which I explained the project and, you know, the capacity and all of that. And as I said in this vlog, this was my first big project and I had this idea to keep it extremely modular. That's the reason why there are so many cables. I can unplug all of this stuff. All of this is detachable down to every 5p pack. I'm actually kind of paranoid, so I'm keeping it stored, detached. So I'm unplugging the BMS and one of the 15p packs from the ring. This will just give me a peace of mind, I think. I mean, it does. But all in all, I'm super proud of the outcome. There are definitely too many cables, but you know, I wanted it to be modular. Now it is completely modular and it is insane. I mean, just look at it. It is crazy, but it somehow worked out. Watertight box, I can close it. It's pretty perfect actually. So I got a bit lucky, everything worked out fine. Also the cost is of course a bit higher because of all of these additional connectors and all of this wiring. Also, this will also of course reduce the efficiency, I guess. There just have to be losses that could have been prevented with a more efficient design. But hey, maybe it will come in handy one day. Probably not, but it's modular. Also, when I think about the whole endeavor, it was a lot of work, but it was actually, I mean, you have to do quite a bit of thinking, but in the end it was simpler than expected, especially connecting a 7S balance system. I thought this is going to be so crazy, but it's actually just 1, 2, 3, like it's so simple in the end. That's why I'm a bit neurotic and a bit paranoid, because I still don't understand this fully. It seems to be so simple, but I just don't trust it. That's why I'm a bit scared that it could go up in flames, or I don't know. You have this charger and you just connect it to the BMS and then it will charge the whole thing. It's like, that's mind-blowing to me. It's like, how can it be so simple? But yeah, this will get a long-term review one day. And as I said in my last vlog, I will hopefully use this a lot. And this means that I will use this in upcoming vlogs a lot. I plan to power my sliders, my upcoming slider builds with this. I can now melt lead outdoors. Like, this is gonna open many interesting doors. The original idea for this was to power an air pump to actually inflate the air track. This thing right here, you know. This is an amazing vlog, I can definitely recommend it. That was the original idea, but these Chinese pumps, they are kinda inefficient and they need a lot of power. They're freaking power hogs. So this is not powerful enough, but still extremely dense energy-wise, and I will be able to do a lot of stuff with it. I could get myself a more efficient pump, a better pump, and solve the problem this way, but I probably won't. But this is a thing for another day. So to conclude, it was worth it, it was amazing, and it felt great when I finally did it, and I hope it will bear great fruits. Yeah, enjoying the fruits of your labor is amazing. Definitely. But yeah, that's it for this one. Smash the like button the way I smashed my depression with completing the project. Let's go. Ring the bell like to never miss DIY projects, and check the recent news on ChrisViral.com. And yeah, that's it for today. I will see you tomorrow.